Hello, good day. My name is Yadal Dabar and I am a Forex Optimum Broker Financial Analyst. I'm back again to bring you all the updates in the financial markets that will be helping you to position yourself for your next move. Now, US stock market turned negative in the middle of the week amid many factors that fueled pessimism on market participants. American broad market S&P 500 index returned to the lower side of the 2,965 to 3,165 points range. The correction was prompted by the fears of the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic as the number of newly recorded cases also rose sharply in US states and also in Australia. But in Australia was not as much as in United States of America. In Australia, we only recorded about 33 cases, right? So the market sentiment towards global trade also turned negative as United States considered new tariffs on European and United Kingdom goods $3 billion worth, which is way too much, right? So US Pentagon has published that the list of 20 Chinese companies that is considered linked to the Chinese defense sector. Among state entities, there is two companies traded on the New York Stock Exchange, that is China Mobile and China Telecom. Tensions between the US and China are also rising as presidential election campaign in the United States is closing to November and US President Donald Trump is highly motivated by the record stock market levels to demonstrate hostile position towards China. Despite the recent S&P 500 drop, the overall technical picture remains intact. The upward trend that started on March 23 is still in power. Following this trend, the first target of 3,155.53 cents and the second target 2,333.13 cents can be achieved. All right, so gold continue its rising now. So talking about gold continue its rise with the new highs of $1,765.3 per ounce. Right, so confirming its upward trend, which is coming from the gold, and a new target would be anything between 1,800 to 1,850 per troy ounce is now becoming a priority. US Treasuries yield slipped to 0.65% as expected. However, further decline in the yield is possible, and with the negative news background, yields may fall to 0.5 to 0.6% area. Risks in terms of rising demand for the US dollar, and US dollar index moved close to the point of 97.7. We can expect a further strengthening of the dollar next week if the news background remains negative. Positive data for the US economy that came out on Thursday, the GDP declining by 5% for the first quarter of 2020, and GDP price index actually went up about 1.6%, as well as durable good orders were up about 15.8% in the May, had little effect on the market as such positive numbers were already priced in and expected. On the other side, initial jobless claims rose to 1.48 million, above expectation of 1.3 million. Investors paid more attention to the negative data and prevailing negative sentiment, while positive data were actually ignored. Now, talking about Brent crude oil, Brent crude will try to consolidate at about $39 to $40 per barrel area right now, attempts to resemble its climb before it could perform next week if the news background will favor the market. Crude has a potential to rise in the midterm. The monitoring committee of the OPEC will take session on July 15th. We cannot exclude that the OPEC will consider another extension of the existing production cuts of 9.7 million barrels per day as for August and in September. If such a decision will be made, crude prices will get strong support, and the medium-term target for the Brent crude is in this regards could be upgraded to 45.18 per barrel. While this level is very much important because while it closes to the March gap when crude prices plummet after OPEC deal was suspended. Such gaps are magnetic for the price action, and we can expect this level could be reached within 1 or 2 months in the nearest future. Alright, so that's all for the updates. I will be signing off for now, and to see you all again for the new upcoming updates the following week. Thank you very much and have a great week.